Good morning. Today is the 6th of October and here we are back at Barron's Classic Car Auctions in Marchwood near Southampton for their October 2025 sale preview. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if there's noise of boat building and wind noise in the background, although it's not nearly as bad as the wind noise was at Goodwood over the weekend. But just the way that goes in this channel. Also, we're going to be skipping various lots of views because they've got engines that we can't discuss, and that's the tradition we uphold. We first started it in 2018. So not all the lots here have numbers yet. I'm going to go through in the order that it appears in the online catalogue though. We're going to start with this 1997 Mazda 626 GSI. This is a very early final generation 626, and I used to own an almost identical car to this. It was a dark blue colour. This is like a grey colour, I think. It's quite difficult to see, but it was a different blue from this, or grey. And this is an automatic, and the one I had was a manual. It also had different wheels, and I think these are actually upgrade wheels that you could get back in the day, or period upgrade wheels. I actually took one of these in 2017 to Santa Pod, and it was £350. I bought it from a lady in Orpington, and this one is almost identical. It's actually pretty nice, this. The engine in them, this is the 134 brake horsepower version for 2 litre, and it's actually quite fast. Unfortunately, this one's an auto, so it's a bit slower. But I have driven actually one of these quite recently. Again, someone had a very similar one to this up in the West Midlands, and I drove it, and I quite like these. So, will I be betting on it? I don't know, viewers. My lady wife probably won't let me, so we will go and find something else to look at and try not to think about it too much. This is interesting. It's a very, very early NC Mazda MX-5. It's actually from the first year of production. It's called the Limited Launch Edition. Some of these lots, because I'm relatively early on in the process of the previews, haven't got too much information. This one's not got too much. It's actually got a 6-speed gearbox, which leads me to believe that this is a 2 litre. If you look down there, 3rd generation limited edition, plaque there. I quite like it. I drove one of these in 2021. It was a Sport Black, I think it was, in 2012, so a bit later than this. If you can keep a rust at bay on an NCMX5, they are actually really, really good. 1.8 2 litre engines, also used in things like the Ford Focus and the Volvo S40. It's not perfect by any means. You can see we've got some amazing stone chips on the front of here, but I quite like it. What that'll fetch, I don't know. I've not got an estimate on this, so let's see. Next is a 2002 BMW M3. Again, there's not much information on this. I got an estimate though, £10,000 to £12,000. Yeah, an E46. I think this has maybe been slightly modified. The wheels look sort of standard and things. It looks good. This look at those quad exhaust pipes. Let's take a look at inside to see if the interior is any good. Delightful cars. Good ones of these are worth a lot of money now. Wow. Smells good. 127,000 miles, not necessarily a problem as long as being looked after, is it? Yeah. I think those headlamps, are they original or have they been changed? I don't know. Someone in the comment section below can tell me, but the modification I can see is that's probably not original, is it? I don't know. I'm not a massive expert on these, but I like the colour of that. That looks quite nice. Next we've got this NB MX-5. Rather like the NC, we've not got a load of information about this. You can see this is probably going to be maybe a no reserve car. I've got a little bit of rust. One thing to check on these are the sills. Have these sills been done? I suspect, looking at them, these sills have been done. I drove one of these back in 2019. It's been a long time since I've driven an NB. This is a 2000. I think this is just a late pre-facelift one. I can't see any other information about it at the moment, but yeah, that'd be good fun for somebody. Next, we've got something we've actually got some information about here. It's a 1960 Hillman Minx convertible, estimate £4,000 to £6,000. The odometer says 1289, so make of that what you will. The work has had some car's had some work done. Underneath's been welded, rear axle's been stripped and resealed. New brake shoes and calipers, new front brake shoes and calipers, brake master and clutch safes, and all new rubbers, and converted to run unleaded petrol. New hood was fitted in 2017. I mean, yeah, it's an older restoration. You can see it from the paintwork, but I don't see why this car wouldn't be okay. I mean, one thing I'm concerned about is this. That's not maybe so good. Paintwork shows some bubbling and blemishes and chips. I mean, it's not my kind of thing exactly, but it's sort of this era where a lot of British cars were showing the influence of 50s Americana. This is a 60, so it's a little bit later than that, but I kind of like it. It's probably not for me or anything, but I do find these sort of things quite endearing. The other one just arrived, so there's not too much information on it. It's this Range Rover Vogue. Sorry, no, it's not even a Vogue, it's just an EFI. I can't see a Vogue badge on the back, so this is the 3.5 V8. I think it's a 3.5 rather than a 3.9, being a 1988 model. You can see it's after the facelift occurred, I think 86 the facelift was. It's not a leather interior, it's a cloth interior, but it's still got wood. I actually drove one of these. One of the first cars I ever drove on private land when I was about 16 was one of these. I think it was in 1989 in this colour. So I'm quite nostalgic about this sort of thing, viewers. The engine wasn't in great condition, it needed a good service and sourcing out, but yeah, I quite like that actually. So we have a 1989 BMW 730 ISE automatic. I believe this is an E32 model. It does look quite nice. I don't know quite what's happening with these random curtains in here. It does have, though, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, and this car is actually sensible second-hand classics money, almost. It's estimated at £5,500 to £6,500, which doesn't to me seem like a lot of money. It's on 95,000 miles, which isn't too bad for something like this. I am quite fond of this actually. I wish it was like blue or maybe dark green, but we can't have everything, can we? We can, however, have a nice beige leather interior with some curtains for some privacy. Yes, very nice. I mean, being the 730, I think it was towards the sort of bottom of the range. I think you get a 728 as well, but I can't remember exactly now. That's very nice. The sort of thing we like very much, viewers. Oh no, viewers. More beige leather interiors, this time with an entirely wooden dash and piping. And it smells good too. Viewers, what am I like? This is a 1967 Jaguar S-Type 3.4 manual with overdrive. So see if we can close the door properly, viewers. Yes, perfect. I've seen this before, I think. I think it has been on sale maybe before. But that is absolutely delightful. We like this kind of thing very, very much. I mean, I probably wouldn't own something like this, but I do like it. Obviously, S-Type prices are always a bit lower than Mark IIs, even though in some ways this is a superior car. But that is very, very nice indeed. We appreciate that. We're sending this to Mr. Ridpath from Cornish Car Collectors because he likes this kind of thing. It is a 1990 Ford Escort XR3i Cabrio, estimate £4,500 to £5,500, which seems to me to be okay. We've got quite a lot of service history on this. We've got a head gasket in 2021, cam shaft and tappets, cam belts, and all sorts of things. So paint isn't too bad actually. It's quite good. There's a little bit of bubbling in places, so it's very, very classic colour for an XR3i. Convertible, I'm not so keen on these as I am on the sort of normal three-door hatches, but you know, some people like these, don't they? So open up the door. I'd love these 1980s Ford interior. I don't know why. It's just very nostalgic for me. I imagine for many of you it is as well. Just nice and simple. Have we got the fader control in here, or have we not? I don't know. We've only got a cassette storage rack. Yeah, it's pretty good, I think, for the sort of money. I mean, I'll just maybe check underneath before you buy something like this, but quite like that, viewers. So the same exact estimate, £4,500, £5,500. Another red convertible, a 2002 Porsche Boxster S manual, strong service history apparently. Yeah, I mean, rather like the other one. We've got this funny stuff in front of here. What's all that doing here? Just a bit grimy. Need a little clean. Got stone chips and things. Maybe it shows you the paint's original. I'd forgotten on these that the centre console is red, and so if we look to open a window and things, you can see the exterior colour of the car. 6-speed manual. This, I think the early ones were 5-speed, so this will be a later first generation Boxster. I mean, it's not exactly my kind of thing, but I can't believe how affordable these things still are. So next you've got another Porsche. This is a 911 Carrera 2 from 2004. I think this is a 997, I think they call these. I'm really bad on Porsche model names, so I do apologise if I have got that wrong. The only thing I would say is I don't necessarily like this wrap. I probably would take that off if it were me. Apart from that, I can't believe how cheap 996 and 997 911s are now. This is showing 97,000 miles from new. It's been dry sourced since 2018. It's just had a new MOT. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, we've got a biscuit interior in here. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, you know. It's all sorts of different things and dual zone climate control, etc. 6-speed manual. So, yeah, personally, I would prefer it without the wrap and maybe some silver wheels, but it's still pretty nice, actually. So this is a bit of a surprise. It's a 1959 Thames 400E. They never quite carried a Ford badge. That's been added later on. They were just known as a Thames. Obviously, they were made by Ford, weren't they? These were made from 1957 to 1965 and replaced by the Transit, so not the longest production life of things, particularly in comparison with the Mark I Transit that ran for many, many, many years. So forward control van, incredibly narrow tracks, so handling was interesting, and a 1.7 litre engine, I think, from the Mark II Ford console. So not a lot going on really in there. You're right by the engine, so it's going to be noisy. Nevertheless, I think that's quite interesting, actually, personally, viewers. I haven't seen too many of these. Probably, like most 50s stuff, they weren't particularly good with the old corrosion, but nothing was. And the estimate on this is £9,000 to £10,000. For some reason, this one's been a bit roped off, so it says, please be respectful of people's cars. Don't lean on the cars, don't handle the doors without care. Just be careful. Okay, that's what we'll do, viewers. We'll be careful. Actually, just the information sheet on this one here. Let's have a look. No, that's not one. I have to rely on the thing I've got in my hand here. So, it's 2004 Continental GT. We haven't got too much information at the moment, I don't think. Oh no, we do. I tell a lie. Supplied new by Broughton's of Cheltenham. Last service 2022, Moonbeam Silver over Portland and Beluga Leather. Sounds very appropriate. And it's got a brand new MOT. Fantastic. Very well presented. MOT until September 2026. It's not my kind of thing, particularly viewers, but it looks quite nice. So we've next got a 1936 Austin 7 Ruby with the basket on the back because there isn't really a boot in one of these. Estimate on this is £4,500 to £5,500, like this one. I can tell many of you already would rather have the Porsche, but let's see if you do want one of these, what it's actually like. We'll take a look inside. Just nothing to these at all, is there? Just nothing. I know Mr. Richard from Furious Driving actually really likes these cars. I kind of do understand it. It's a lot of amazing nostalgia for somebody who wants to really get into the sort of vibe of the sort of 30s, and for what they are, I don't think they're actually that expensive, and there's plenty of them around. You can get bits of them and things like that. It really depends what you want, and actually this looks like a really good one for taking to shows, running around in the country, things like that. So this is described as a 1972 Morris A60 half-ton van. Thing is that the A60 Cambridge wasn't this shape. It was the A55 Mark I that was this shape, and then later on, I think about 68, they started bodging it as a Morris as well as an Austin, and this shape continued until the next year off this car. This van was made in 1973, I think was the last year they made them. This is actually estimated at some quite strong money, about £13,000 to £15,000, which I don't doubt actually it's probably worth it. Some of these old commercials are worth a lot of money now. Engine looks really good, to be honest. There's a massive history file for these. It has a lot of spent on it. New radiator and cap, boarded out. Leather is good. Got BMC stickers on it. Very new seats. Not a lot going on in here really, but it actually looks remarkably well finished and sort of restored. So again, it's not my kind of thing exactly, this sort of thing, but I appreciate that very much. So, a 1966 Jaguar Mark II. The estimate on this is only £5,500–6,500, one of the cheapest Mark IIs I've ever seen. Now, there could be a reason for that. I mean, you can see with this paint, it's not the best. I mean, you could drive it at Land Rovers, I suppose. Bodywork looks okay. There's a little bit of rust showing on the wheel arches and things, but I don't think I've ever seen a Mark II this cheap for quite some time. So, there we go. Got a sort of cream interior with the wood, which needs a revarnish, doesn't it? Definitely some work to do on this. I wonder if that's been storage or something like that. I don't know. The paint's very faded and things like that, but you know, Mark IIs are worth an awful lot more than normally, than sort of £5,500–6,500. So might be worth giving that a sort of a nice restoration. It's a 2.4. It tends to be the cheapest of the Mark IIs, but there we go. Now, not everything on the list is actually here at the moment. So a BMW 2000 CS that I've just seen is in here, and also not everything in here is for sale, if that makes sense. But we're just going to go on to the next lot of the list, which is a 1947 Jaguar Mark IV 3.5 litre saloon. This is amazing. I think I saw this actually last month. Estimate is £45,000 to £55,000. And judging by the standard of this restoration, obviously left the bonnet open to have a look in there. And looking in here, that's an amazing car. Look at the woodwork in here. Everything is just immaculate on this. Again, it's really not my kind of thing, this, but it is a truly beautiful car. Next, we've got this 2007 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. This is an 800 brake horsepower car now. It's been modified a bit. Estimate £25,000 to £27,000. This will be fast as anything. Really quick. Lots of power, six-speed manual, 800 horsepower. What more would you need in life than something like this? Yes. Very, very nice. Is this 1964 Bentley S3. Estimate on this is £21,000 to £24,000. We're going to go around and get to the driver's side. It's quicker to go around here, but we can go to the back. Yeah, Bentley S3. Quite late actually for one of these. They finished production for the next year, 1965, in favour of the Bentley T1, which is a smaller car but with more interior space. So there we go. We don't touch the doors or anything. There we go. Ooh. Viewers, look at this. Beige leather interior, and look at this exquisite wood. I think that will do rather nicely. It's not perfect or anything. You can see we've got bits going on with pitting, and there we are. But £21,000 to £24,000 is estimated at. Is it worth it? I wouldn't know. Next, you've got a Jaguar E-Type, a 73, estimate £28,000 to £32,000. I drove one of these actually last year. It was a right-hand drive 72 manual. This one is left-hand drive. Probably coming from America, I would imagine. E-Type prices have definitely softened recently. You know, they used to be worth a lot more than this, but actually, you know, it's such a beautiful car. I like the Series 3s because they're a bit easier to drive than the other ones, the Series 1s and 2s. I've driven all Series 1, and it was very good, but I'd prefer this. It's just a little bit easier to drive. I have a colour on that. So, a 1972 Ford Cortina 2000 GXL. Why this is still here after being in last month's video, I don't really know. Maybe somebody can answer me that. Estimate on this is actually been reduced now to 12,500 to 14,500 pounds. We'll just see if we open the door, see if it's open. Yes, I know, I'm not the only one getting life on Mars vibes from this, viewers. Ooh. Wow. Someone's put a Type 9 5-speed manual in there. Originally it would have been just a number 4-speed in that. It's really nice, viewers. That is a beautiful car. So next you've got this 1990 TVRS3. Estimate £5,500 to £7,500. Apparently we've got the Cosworth type engine in here. Let's say Cosworth BAB V6, which now produces 230 horsepower. Yeah, micro blisters, but you know, there we go. Do with some sort of cosmetic improvements, but wow. Yeah, I don't think we'll be driving that, viewers. My skills of actually trying to keep something on the road are quite limited, so we will not do that. 2000 Porsche Boxster S, estimate £4,500 to £5,500. Yeah, this is different from the other one. It's also a 6-speed. Hasn't got the fancy coloured centre console like the red car has. Other than that, they seem pretty similar to me. Let's have a look and see what mileage this is on. It is on 90,000 or so. Again, paintwork is not necessarily the best. You can see peeling and things like that. But yeah, again, I can't believe how affordable these things are. Definitely a fun little car. Also fun is this 1998 BMW A40 Ci Sport. Estimate £12,000 to £14,000, so quite late for an 8 series. I think it's finished in '99. Very, very handsome looking car. Let's just see if it says whether the private plate comes with it. Arctic Silver Metallic, 91,000 miles. It doesn't actually say anything about the personal plate. Okay. Lots of work done to this. I've always thought of these as very, very stylish cars. I like the look of these an awful lot. So you've got to trip over here. There you go, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to afford running costs on this, but it is very nice. Wow. Fabulous. 1975 Toyota Hiace. We have seen this before, I think. Estimate, this is on here, but the last estimate was £5,000 to £6,000. It's a 1.6 petrol. It's done 33,000 miles. Very, very rare thing. I can't remember if I sold a lot of these back in the day with the import quotas that were going on. It's got some service rust on it, but frame is good. Extendable roof. The fridge. Imagine with a bit of light work, that would be a great thing to tour around in. We saw this last time, viewers, this 1999 BMW 328i convertible. Very, very late for an E36, one of the absolute last. I think they finished production in '99. Little cream leather interior going on here. Estimate this time, £6,000. Sensible second-hand classics money. Wow, it does look rather nice, isn't it? Someone's put a new stereo in it, which is fine. Very sort of 90s colour this. You don't tend to get this sort of deep purple anymore on too many cars. I do quite like it, viewers. I prefer maybe the coupe version, but it is quite beautiful. I think we've seen this a few times before, haven't we, viewers? This 1959 Austin 35 racing car that's being competed by Rob Huff and Tiff Nadell. The estimate is £11,000 to £13,000. The Austin 30 that was for sale here last month is clearly gone. These were very famous back in the day for racing against things like, I don't know, Mark II Jaguars, that kind of stuff. Maybe Mark 1's actually for 59. Again, I don't necessarily think this is for me, but I quite like it. I prefer this, which is around the same sort of money to this, but depends what you want, doesn't it? So, this is a 1952 MGTD Mark II. Again, we've seen this several times before. It's £10,000 to £12,000. Left-hand drive. I think maybe this paintwork might be putting some people off. It's also sort of pitted and things like that, which is a real shame. It means you have to sort that out. Unless you drive it around like this, which you absolutely could. It's not got time to rust it or anything. But there's actually anything on here which will sort of say about what the consistent micro blistering and rust specks on the chrome. Complete engine rebuild in 2009. It's got some new tyres. Leather is good. I don't know why it's been here for a couple of months yet. It's not my sort of thing really, but there we go. So that's it for this time, viewers. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more incorrect information.